Good evening, it's March 29th, 2025, and we're at Studio 6C, and it's my pleasure and true honor to be with the humble hero from World War II, Mr. John J. Jeckovich.
Oh.
How are you doing, Mr. Jeckovich?
Great.
Keep in mind, April 10th, Chris and Faith are coming to visit with all the kids. It'll be a wonderful time.
How many kids they got?
You're bringing 4.
4?
It's going to be a wonderful visit. And he's got the directions to your house, and everything's going to be just fine. You and him get along.
What is he going to say?
I'm not sure. You and him get along like 2 peas in a pod.
Who?
You and Chris, you get along such great. So look forward to that on April 10th. Now, Mr. Jeckovich was from Company H, the 2nd Battalion of the 291st Regiment of the 75th Infantry Division of the U.S. Army during World War II. Mr. Jeckovich lives by the motto, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. So how are you feeling today, Mr. Jeckovich?
Feeling good.
You're looking well.
Yeah.
I see you got brand new clothes again.
Oh, radical clothes. Come on.
I hope Biden doesn't I hope Trump doesn't 25% all your purchases, because you get new clothes every day.
Who gets 25%?
New clothes every day. Wait, this just came in a text in the mail. Let me see what we got here. Do you know a Lieutenant Colonel Halifax? A Lieutenant Colonel Halifax from Tyler, Texas.
No.
Okay, he sent you this. Would you please present this to Mr. Jeckovich? And hold it up so we could show that you're appreciative of the gift. What is in it? A watch? Is that a watch?
It says the legend.
I'll read it.
The legend was born 1925.
Yeah.
Now where?
That came from Lieutenant Colonel retired Halifax from Tyler, Texas.
Happy 100th birthday. Now how the heck do they know about? Now who is this guy?
Lieutenant Colonel Halifax. It just came in.
You can read
Let me read the back.
Read the back.
This is a keychain for your electric car you'll be driving soon. It says on the front, this is nice, the legend was born in 1925.
Yeah.
That's you. Mr. Jeckovich, being it's 2025, Mr. Jeckovich is knocking on the door of 100 years old. Hear those knocks?
Yeah.
The legend is born, 1925. You're knocking on the door of 100. What do you say about the knocks?
Yeah.
This is your keychain. There's a little thing on the back. May you be proud of all your accomplishments through your life, the person you are, and the difference you've made in this world, Mr. Jeckovich.
Now who's this now?
1 second. Happy 100th birthday soon. Let me tell you who he is. Retired Lieutenant Colonel Halifax from Tyler, Texas. This is a nice momentum of being born in 1925. Mr. J, please help. And this is a momentum for your keychain. It's a commemorative keychain.
I think it's made
Acknowledging
out of
all your
pewter or something.
activities. That was hand engraved with your name. Hold it up for the camera so you can see it. There you go. Beautiful. Beautiful. We'll send him a beautiful thank you note out in the morning.
No, I don't know this Colonel.
Well, the Lieutenant Colonel knows you.
He watches the show.
He
Huh?
watches your show whenever he can.
Huh?
Remember when the other general came into your rehab place in St. Augustine? Remember they came in and they gave you a coin?
Yeah.
That's not related to them, but the general came in to see you when you were getting rehab on the water in St. Augustine a couple years back. So they all know about you. You're a legend, like it says.
Oh, legend.
I didn't write it, they did. Where are you going?
I'm gonna put this over here.
Just drop it on that chair, I'll get it. So we'll send them on a nice letter in the morning.
And send him a thank you.
I sure will.
I will. How many minutes?
24.
Okay. So, you're doing pretty good today then, huh?
Huh?
You're doing pretty good?
Oh,
then? Okay. Okay, we're on chapter 3, we're going around the book twice. And we're on page 58. Yeah. I'll need your dog tag number in order to...
420965.
Okay, that opens up a laptop. That opens up the laptop. But Mr. Jeckovich, tell us again, how many pages is your book?
849 pages.
Yeah, 849 pages. Wow. That must have took you years to write.
No,
How
no.
long?
6 months.
I get 10 to 12 texts a day. How much is your book and where can we buy it?
You can't buy it.
Never for sale?
No,
Never will be for sale.
no.
There's your original copy in the World War II Museum in New Orleans. It's not about money. It's never going to be for sale. Mr. Jeckovich certainly does not mean money, so it's about sending goodwill and good wishes and giving information to the younger generation on how to live a life that's easier and more fulfilling. Don't forget, Mr. Jeckovich's mind is like a library. His mind is like a library. He's been around 100 years. He's done a little bit of everything. World War II, where he's shot up, bombed, trench foot, frostbite, stabbed,
Lost a hip.
lost a hip. The list is long. The list is long. So anytime you have folks have a question, the book isn't not about money. He doesn't need a dime. He's set forever. But it sends out great messages, how to live your life simply, fully, and easily. Are you going somewhere? Do you have to go somewhere?
No, no.
Gotta lock the chair down, John.
Okay,
Lock it down.
okay, fine, let me continue. I have a short studio time here, folks. And so it's sending out great messages to the younger generation. The messages are simple. Mr. Jeckovich, you went through the Great Depression. How was your life?
I didn't notice any depression. We had moderate heat. We had good food. A well dressed for holidays.
There you go. A simple life is the best life. A simple life is the best life. For example, Mr. Jeckovich lived in a modest house for decades after decades. He could have been in any big house you wanted. But a big house does not bring you happiness. Actually, a big house brings you misery. By having a big luxurious house, you can have a staff, an unbelievable staff, just to keep it going. Having a modest house like Mr. Jeckovich, he could have bought any house he wanted. But having a modest house like Mr. Jeckovich, he can take care of himself. It's a nice hobby. Remember, the more you own, the more it owns you. So that's one small message you can learn from Mr. Jeckovich. Keep it simple. Get a modest house. Cars. Get a basic car. Don't get nothing fancy. Why? More bigger repairs making your life miserable. Get something simple, economical. That's what Mr. Jeckovich did, and it worked out fine. So this is all in the book, and all about the things, the message that Mr. Jeckovich is sending. Keep in mind, Mr. Jeckovich, when he was born in 1925, gasoline was 7 cents a gallon.
Yeah.
Beautiful houses were $2,000. Brand new cars were $500. The wife would stay home, tend to the family, and the husband was the breadwinner. She'd pick up the checks on Friday, go grocery shopping, $18, $19, fill all their cupboards for $19 or $20. Now it's in the hundreds. Now life is complicated. So this book might take you back in time to think about how simple things are then, and you can do the same in your life. Always remember, the more you own, the more it owns you. Cell phones, oh God, what a nightmare. Back when Mr. Jeckovich was born, there was no phones in houses. That didn't come until he was 30 or 40 years old. And then hooked up on the wall, bolted to the wall, was one simple rotary phone with a 12 or 14-inch cord. What type of phone was that? You pick it up, you hear people talking.
Yeah, it was a party phone.
Party phone. Back then, even with the party phone, you had more freedom with your phones than you do now. Now everyone's got these phones in their pocket, on the dining room table. You go out to dinner, and it's always there. It's ridiculous to live like that. You're at the beckoning call of any fool that wants to bother you.
Yeah.
Back when Mr. Jeckovich was a young man, you had much more freedom than you do now. These luxuries of laptops and phones are supposed to give you more conveniences. They don't. They make it worse.
Yeah.
And if you want to see a modern day of child abuse, give a youngster under 18 a phone. And he's on it playing games, he's on it texting messages, looking up stuff on Google or DuckDuckGo. That's no life. That phone is not supposed to be a babysitter for mom and dad. So take that phone away from that kid until he's 18 years old. But the problem is, if you go to dinner any place in the United States, you see a youngster with his phone right on the table, not paying attention to mom and dad or the family function of a dinner. He's playing some damn stupid game. Who would think we'd be talking about this 10 years ago? The kid is playing some stupid game, not paying attention to his mom and dad. He'll slop down his food, looking at the games as he's slopping down his food. And that's supposed to be a night out with the family. What do you think of that?
That's terrible.
It's terrible. But here, that's child abuse by giving those kids those damn phones. And keep in mind this, next time you go to a restaurant, watch all these kids not paying attention to the family function. Nothing like that. And then look again, look closely. Look closely in the situation. You'll see mom and dad are scared of their kids. They're scared to remove the phone.
Yeah.
They're fucking scared to remove the phone. Who would ever think 10 years we'd be talking about this ago? It's a shame. It's a shame. So try to make it simpler, like Mr. Jeckovich's book states. Life is better when it's simpler. Why does a wife have to work 3 jobs? Why does a husband have to work 3 jobs? Why are you always just eking away a living? Why are you always one step ahead of your bills? That's not a way to live. Keep it simple. Modest house, modest car, keep the expenses down, and don't let those kids sit on the couch when mom serves them. And whatever you do, don't buy those kids a new car at 16.
No.
So that's what this book is about, right?
Yeah.
Making life easier for the generation coming up. The generation coming up. And so if you have any questions for Mr. Jeckovich, World War II humble hero, why do we say a humble hero? Mr. Jeckovich was in major battles, front line. He wasn't sitting back typing a story someplace. He was front line in the dirt, death at every corner, and we didn't know about it till 2 years ago. So there you go, humble hero. So some of the notes that we extracted from the book are hard-hitting, and these notes go for his grandkids and all grandchildren and great-grandkids. And some of the thoughts are this, and keep in mind when it's reading to put yourself in a situation. I really like for them, we're speaking of grandkids, I really like for them to know about hand-me-down clothes and homemade ice cream and leftover meatloaf sandwiches. I really would. Homemade ice cream is unbelievable. It's a taste you'll never have before. You go into these supermarkets, you buy a ice cream bar, there's not 1 ounce of ice cream in it. It's 100% chemicals.
Yeah.
Lab created. I hope you learn humility by being humiliated. And that you learn honesty by being cheated. Good point. Get cheated, learn honesty. Get humiliated for whatever reason. Learn humility so you don't treat another person like that. And I really hope, and this is very important, and I really hope that you make your own bed and mow the lawn and wash the car. We've got to get these kids outside and get off the computers. They got to get physical out there.
Never going to happen. Never going to happen.
Well, your book is stating it. You were outside, right?
Well, that was different culture.
But you were outside. But what I'm saying, you're called the greatest generation due to the fact you guys won the war.
Wow.
If you send losers into the war, we won't win. If you send losers into the war, we won't win. We'll be in big trouble.
Yeah.
If you send sissies into the war, we won't win. Wars have been forever, and they'll always be forever. We'll never get away. So mom has to make those kids tough. If they're not tough, it'll be bad news for the country. And when mom is pushing up daisies, those kids might be living on the street.
The parents aren't tough.
Well, someone better learn to be tough.
Huh?
Someone better learn to be more like your generation. Let me continue. And I really hope no one gives you a brand new car when you're 16. Could you imagine a mom and dad giving a kid, which they can't afford, $50,000 or $60,000 electric car when they're 16? What does mom and dad need? Have to work 6 jobs now? Stupid. Don't give them a car. If he can't earn it or she can't earn it, it doesn't happen. End of story. It'd be good if at least one time you could see puppies being born, a great event, and your old dog put to sleep. That's good. I hope you get a black eye. In fact, I hope you get 2 black eyes fighting for something you believe in. You gotta believe in something to fight. The man that can fight is the man that is right, period. I hope you share a bedroom with your younger brother, and it's all right to draw the line down the middle of the room. But when he wants to crawl under the covers with you because he's scared, I hope you let him. When you want to see a movie and your little brother or sister wants to tag along,
12 minutes.
I hope you let them, interruptions. When you want to see a movie and your younger brother and sister wants to tag along, I hope you let him or her. I hope you have to walk uphill to school with your friends and that you live in a town that you can do it safely. Tell us about your walking experience to high school. How many high schools did you go to simultaneously?
High school trot and high school.
Tell us how your day would be.
Well, half a day I went to high school, and half a day went to trot. That's my own half day.
Tell us when you left 3063 Orleans Avenue, where did you go to first?
I went to high school.
And then how long did you stay? How many hours?
I stayed for lunch, and then after lunch I went to trot.
And then how far away was trot?
About a mile and a half.
So the listeners can understand, Niagara Falls High School was a regular high school that taught the standard subjects. Trot Vocational High School was something different. What did you learn there?
Electrical. Electrical millwright. It was a vocational school.
Beautiful. And listen, did your mother or father ever drive you to school?
No. But neither one drove.
Your mother didn't drive?
No.
Even though your father owned a very luxurious Packard, did he ever
Sat in
drive?
the garage all the time.
Uh-huh. So it was just a way of life, you walked.
Yeah.
How do you think you would tell a youngster today to walk to high school?
They don't.
How would you tell them?
They got a car of their
But
own.
what do you think they would say to you if you tell them walk to school?
They
If you told a kid today to walk to school,
wouldn't do it.
yeah, they wouldn't do it. No, you're right.
They'll say, "What are you talking about?"
You know, maybe punch you. I don't know. Let's see. On rainy days, when you have to catch a ride with mom, I hope you don't ask the driver, which is mom, to drop you off 2 blocks away so you won't be seen riding with mom as uncool as your mother. If you want a slingshot, I hope your dad teaches how to make one instead of buying one. You made all your
Yeah.
toys. Tell us about the wooden rubber band you'd make.
or the piece of 2x4, you put a nail on the bottom for your trigger finger, and you put a rubber band over it that to give you the tension, and then when you pull the trigger, the rubber band would come out.
Would snap you pretty good?
Yeah, well, it wasn't accurate.
Would it make a red mark on you?
No, if you go like close, but it wouldn't go very far.
So your kids made those?
Yeah, they made those. Yeah, they
The whole neighborhood had them, right?
Yeah,
Where did you get the rubber from?
from the old cars, the tires had them on.
So you cut out an inner tube.
Yeah.
Very creative. Wow. I hope you learn to dig in the dirt and read books. When you learn to use, this is very important, when you learn to use a computer, I hope you also learn to add and subtract in your head. A lot of people can't add and subtract in their head.
No.
It's all in the computers, right? Right? I hope when you're teased by your friends and you have a first crush on a girl, I hope you are teased by your friends when you have a first crush on a girl, and when you talk back to your mother, that you learn what ivory soap tastes like. That's a good point. Oh, here's another great point. I don't care if you try a beer once. Here we go. I don't care if you try a beer once, but I hope you don't like it. And if a friend offers you dope or a joint, I hope you realize that he is not your friend. Very important.
Yeah.
May you skin your knee climbing a mountain, burn your hand on a stove, and stick your tongue on a frozen flagpole.
Ooh.
I sure hope you make time to sit on the porch with your grandma or grandmother and go fishing with your uncle. Here's another important part. May you feel great sorrow at a funeral and joy during the holidays. I hope your mother punishes you when you throw a baseball through the neighbor's window, and she hugs and kisses you at Christmas time when you give her a plaster mold of your hand. These things I wish for you. Tough times and disappointment, hard work and happiness. To me, it's the only way to appreciate life. So we're basically saying you have to know the bad to know the good.
Yeah.
If you don't know the bad, what are you?
Yeah, you're no good.
You're no good. You're a spoiled fucking brat. You gotta know that bad. You gotta make it tough. How much time we got here?
10 minutes.
7.
You feel up to answering any questions?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Mr. Jeckovich, these are questions from all around the United States, so there might be some that are not appropriate, but if you don't want to answer them, don't say.
All right.
If you want to answer them, ask them. And they're not very heavy. What, Mr. Jeckovich, what is your favorite dessert?
Cream puffs.
Okay. Here's the heavy one. Mr. Jeckovich, what do you think the meaning of life is?
Meaning of life is?
Yeah.
You were born on this earth to do something, you got to qualify for it.
And you have. That's why you got the medal from the lieutenant colonel recognizing for all your accomplishments. Mr. Jeckovich, do you brood about anything?
No.
Oh. Here's another one. Mr. Jeckovich, we know you've been in Florida for almost 50 years. While in Florida, Mr. Jeckovich, do you prefer to wear shoes or go barefoot?
Wear shoes.
Wear shoes. You don't go barefoot?
No.
You wouldn't think about that, right?
No, I wouldn't think about that, no.
Mr. Jeckovich, what are you allergic to?
What am I allergic to? Doing something, I get frustrated, I can't do it.
Okay. Mr. Jeckovich, you wrote a beautiful long book, but do you take time to listen to what others have to say?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
You learn a lot when you keep your mouth shut and your eyes open.
Yeah, we're always learning. Even Mr. Jeckovich, 100 years old, every morning 3 newspapers, including the Wall Street Journal. He reads them without glasses. He's learning every day, right?
Oh yeah, well, it's getting bigger, it's getting smaller, but spaces are getting big, smaller in Wall Street Journal.
But you're still reading with no glasses. God bless you. Yeah. Mr. Jeckovich, have you ever been fired from a job?
Fired?
From a job?
No.
Okay. Mr. Jeckovich, if a waiter spilled a drink on you, but it was a complete accident, would you still tip?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I like to hear. Mr. Jeckovich, you had many girlfriends before you're married. Did you ever get back into a relationship with an ex-girlfriend?
Ever get back to him?
Yeah, an ex-girlfriend. Go back dating them again.
No, I knew him, but I didn't go back there.
Okay. So once it's done, right? Mr. Jeckovich, you said you went to Trott Vocational High School in Niagara Falls, New York, and you studied electricity. Have you ever been electrocuted?
Yeah, I've been electrocuted once, yeah.
Tell us.
Well, I was sitting, we've got a spin dryer in the middle of the room, and it's next to a pipe, a cement pipe. And I sat on that and I shorted it out.
Oh.
I sat on it and I got electrocuted. I got a buzz.
Were you seriously injured?
Huh?
Were you seriously injured? Were you seriously injured?
No.
Mr. Jeckovich, you talk about this rubber band gun. Were you a good aim with the rubber band gun?
Was I what?
The rubber band gun that you talked to us about, were you a good aim with that rubber band?
No, the rubber band didn't go, the gun didn't go, the thing didn't go too far.
Okay. Mr. Jeckovich, are you an optimist or pessimist?
Optimist.
Okay. Minutes?
2.5.
Mr. Jeckovich, have you ever had a cat or dog?
No.
If one of the listeners wanted to give you a cat, would you accept it?
No.
That was a quick answer. That was a quick answer. Mr. Jeckovich, have you ever played chess or checkers?
Yeah.
Were you any good at it?
Not good at chess, though.
But how about checkers?
No, checkers is simpler, yeah.
Did you play those during the war?
The what?
Did you use those during the war? Did you play chess or checkers during the war?
No.
Did a lot of people play cards during the war?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Did you play cards during the war?
No. I don't even know how to play cards.
I don't blame you. I don't either. Was your mother-in-law and father-in-law card players?
My mother was, I don't know, she went to a club or something, and they would sit there gabbing, and then they start playing cards.
Drinking coffee and stuff?
Yeah.
That was nice. Mr. Jeckovich, what is your blood type?
AB.
Wow. Mr. Jeckovich, have you ever been bitten or attacked by an animal?
A dog once, yeah.
How about when you're working at a house in LaSalle, and she had all these dogs in that house, and you're supposed to be doing handyman work for her?
Oh yeah, I went downstairs, took the lights on, and there was a cat up on the rafters. He jumped down on me.
It scared the hell out of you, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
Mr. Jeckovich, do you believe in miracles?
Up to a point.
You made it out of World War II. It sounds like a miracle to me, right? What would you prefer, Mr. Jeckovich, a hamburger or a veggie burger?
What's the other one?
What would you prefer, a hamburger or a veggie burger?
Hamburger.
Okay. Minutes, please.
30 seconds.
Mr. Jeckovich, you grew up in Niagara Falls, New York. Tell us, would you ever move back there?
Oh, no, Niagara Falls. They're going to tear that thing down.
Why? What happened?
But it's a dump.
Wow.
Yeah, they gotta do something up there.
Minutes?
10.
So you would never go back?
No.
How about for a visit?
Well, I've seen it on TV, it's enough for